Guys, welcome to my channel Tech and Travel, and I'm going to show you today how to set up Kafka in Red Hat Linux using Zookeeper and Kafka broker. So for that, the first thing is needed, you need to have a Linux server. That's the basic thing. So now as you can see, I already have a Linux server. And for the Linux server, you need to make sure you have Java installed there so that you can install Kafka and use its functionality. So for that, what you have to check first, the Java versions, which is here, and you can see we don't have any Java here, so right now we have to install the Java. So let's go and install the Java and run the command to make sure that we have Java. So for that, I'm going to run my command. Let me copy it. So as you can see, I'm running the command using DNF because in my Linux I'm using the DNF library. So whatever I'm installing, I'm using DNF. You can use you can use other kind of libraries to install it. So in my Linux by default we have DNF. So I'm going to now install Java in my machine. So as you can see, I am now downloading Java into my machine. So let's give it some few time and then we'll continue. So as you can see, the Java, when you download Java, it will download all its libraries where Java depend upon. So as you can see, it keep downloading. Now I think we're almost done. Okay, installing, downloaded, then now it is installing. So let's wait for it to finish installation. Okay, perfect. It seems now Java installed, and let's see if you can see the Java versions. Yes, you can see when I run now the command Java versions, we can see it's open JDK and all these things. So now we are good. So because you see I have a small screen, so I don't like to keep all these things in my screen, so I'm just going to make it clear. So when I clear, it's like it's a blackboard, you are clearing it out. So now it is clear. So now what is the next step? The step number 2 is that we have to download Kafka. So now we have to download Kafka and save it somewhere, right? So now I'm going to run this command to download the Kafka to my server. So that's the first step. Like wget is the command which helps you to normally download from the source. So this is the HTTPS source that I'm downloading, and I'm putting it in my temp folder. So now, okay, it is connected. Now it is busy downloading. So let's wait for the download to finish. It's a tar file. So after downloading, the next step we have done zip it. So let's keep some patience and let's wait till the Kafka is downloaded in our server into the temp folder. You can keep it anywhere. I'm just trying to keep my downloaded things inside the temp because I like to keep my things organized, as I told you in my previous videos. So yeah, so I'm just keeping it in my temp folder. It's a default folder which comes in the Linux. So yeah, so let's wait for it to finish downloading, and yeah, then we continue. In the meantime, as you can see, the next step will be extracting the Kafka because it's a tar file, tz file, and we have to extract it so that we can get the Kafka folder. So now the next step, once it finished downloaded, I'm going to extract it. For that, let's make sure the data is already there. So I'm going to do go to that folder, cd temp, then I'm here. Then if I do ls, I'll do lslt for more better view. As you can see, it just downloaded the Kafka. You see, so basically I think after downloading, what you have to do, you have to extract it. So for that we need to run the extract command. So let me run the command, the extract command. I'm going to tar. As you can see, we have this Kafka 2.3 tgz is the same Kafka 2.3.0 tgz. As you can see, I extracted it successfully. To know that, you can do ls. Normally when you do ls, it will show you like just the names, but if you do the ls/lt, it will sort it by the times and it will show you the folder. As you can see, after extracted, the folder is here. So normally you can keep the same name, but for me, as I told you, I like to organize things, so I don't like to keep the version names. So I'm going to basically rename the Kafka folder and move it to my opt folder in Linux. So as you can see, I'm using move command, and this is the Kafka 2.13 3.4.0. so I'm renaming it to Kafka, and it will be located now in the opt, because normally once you want to use application, most of the things you like to keep in opt. It's a better practice, it's a good user practice. So now I'm going to rename it. So now as you can see, it is done. So now let's go to cd/opt just to make sure we have Kafka. Awesome. It's very simple. You unzip it, now you have Kafka inside your folder, in the opt folder. So now what is the next step? The next step is to create a system ID service unit for Apache Zookeeper. So basically, to run Kafka, you need Zookeeper and Kafka broker. So now, for us, why we want to create a system MD service, so that we can run it automatic. So for that, let's create it. So we have to create that service. Now let me first go to the path here. I think we are already there. So now we have to create the system MD service. So for that, I'm going to create this service. So basically, if you want, you can run it directly using these services, but why I wanted to create this service, so that you can configure your Kafka and Zookeeper everything when that your system runs it automatic instead of you running it manually. So as you can see, now I am creating that zookeeper.service file, which will be located under the etc/systemmd/system. So now as you can see, now the new file had shown up. So now I'm going to add certain description to it so that the file can be completed. As you can see, the description is Apache Zookeeper server, documentation, requirement, after then service type is simple. Then as you can see, opt, it is looking for opt Kafka, bin, Zookeeper server. So basically, when you go inside these folders, you're gonna find this server start script, Zookeeper properties. If you want, you can literally run this and Zookeeper will start running. But if you want your system to run automatic, we're gonna write a system file so that at least it's gonna run automatic. So now as you can see, I already set it up. Then I'm going to save it. Then when I do W means save, Q means quit, means save then quit. So as you can see, I already saved. Now if we run again this command, you can see I already successfully created that file. So now to close it, I will close. So what is my next step? My next step is to create same system ID service for Apache Kafka, because we just created for Zookeeper. Now we're gonna create for Apache Kafka. So now let's also create in this name. As you can see, I'm going to create now Kafka service. The same way I'm going to add this. As you can see, I'm adding it up. As you can see, it is Apache Kafka server, requires zookeeper service, type simple. The environment is user lib jvm, basically where your Java is installed. Basically I gonna show you all these paths if they are already there. Normally when you unzip the Kafka and put it, so normally these things are already there. When you install Java, this folder is created. Let's first finish creating the file, then I will show you where are those files. Okay, so now as you can see, now it have all the details you just created. So now let's do q/I. So now let's clear my console. After clearing the console, let me show you. As you can, let's go back to the Zookeeper service. As you can see, we are writing this script so that we can execute start using this command, right? So now let's go to cd opt kafka/bin folder. You're gonna find the files are already there. So why we created those files is just to make it run automatic. So when it run automatic, you do not have any stress, you don't want to wake up every day and while you want to use it, you want to run it. So it's better you create something like this. So you can see there is a zookeeper-server-start, server-stop. As you can see, all these files are there. So basically we created those systemd files so that it can run automatic, and it's the same thing for Kafka too. So now what we have to do, we had created Apache Zookeeper and Kafka services which gonna run automatic. So now we have to do a daemon reload for that, so that we can run this service and enable it. So let's go there, let's go back. I'm going back to my home, don't mind. So now let's system control, I'm going to do a daemon reload. So let me do a daemon reload. Then what I have to do, I have to enable now Zookeeper service and Kafka service. You remember we had just created the Kafka service and Zookeeper service few minutes before. To enable it, let's start first Zookeeper service. So I'm going to run now Zookeeper service, enable Zookeeper service. You can see it created symlink. Zookeeper service means you had enabled the Zookeeper service. Now you're gonna enable the Kafka service. So now the next thing is to enable the Kafka service. Now as you can see, the Zookeeper and Kafka service, they're enabled. So now let's see if the Kafka is running automatically. So let's me copy, then I run this command to check the system status of the Kafka service. Awesome. Now you can see it is running. It is showing you that active running, right? Isn't it nice? Isn't it simple? So now You can also sometimes check also if the zookeeper is running. You can see I'm going to write zookeeper.service. You can see also it is running, right? So this is something nice. So now let me keep this command because I never use this command. It's just because I was checking, so I had used this command. So let me also put it here so that it will help you guys when I upload it on the YouTube. You can go through the steps and it will be very easy. So now the fun part begins. So the fun part here. Okay, I'm going to go back to my server because my VPN had some disconnectivity. Give me a few seconds. I think it's trying to connect, so let it be connected. Okay, you know, sometimes you can get some issue on the internet, so yeah. So now we are here. Okay, so now let me check. Now let me check again if my Kafka and everything is running, so that I don't have to stress myself. Now let me run it. Okay, it is running fine. So now the next step is we have to create topics and events in Kafka. So what is topic? Let's take an example like your laptop. You have some folders, right? So the folder is called topic. So you know, now inside the folder you keep pictures, you keep files, you keep words, you keep Excels, you keep blah blah blah, many things. So those are the things we call it event. So now what is the first thing we have to do? We have to create a topic. To create a topic, I'm going to run this command right now in front of your eyes. So now the command I'm going to run here, and you can see this is the command to create topic, and the topic name I created Mr. Fixer topic because I call myself Mr. Fixer, so that's why I put the topic name Mr. Fixer topic. You can write anything. You can write your name, you can create a topic for your application, you can write whatever topic as long as you know it. So now I'm gonna create a topic. So let's wait. You can see the topic had been created, and it's so simple. So now we can also see the description of the topic. It's like what is the height of the topic, what is the age of the topic, what is the details of the topic. I'm just joking. It's basically you can get the details of the topic in a programmatic way, if I can mention in that. So maybe in the binary world, yeah. So now as you can see, the topic I created Mr. Fixer topic, and I'm telling the command to describe my topic. What is my topic? So when we run it, you can see like it have a topic ID, it have partitions, it have replications, configs. As you can see, like all of these properties is basically defining. Basically, if you are a person, it's like my age is 32, my weight is maybe 200 kilos, I have 4 years, I have 10 eyes. It's like same thing, you know. So you are basically describing a topic. So basically now we enabled to create a folder. So now what you have to do? We have to create event inside that topic. So that means in simple language we have to create files inside that folder. So now let's create an event inside to that specific topic. So for that I'm going to run this command, and I copy. I'm going to run this command. As you can see, I'm telling it copy bootstrap server. Okay, so when I run this, you see it show you error mark. That means it is telling you please write your files, write your event. So I'm going to write I like to travel I like ice creams. I like movies. I like to bully people. See, I can create as many topic I want, and you can see now my topics are created. So now all my topics are created. So now what you can do, you have to see what is the topic I created. So let's see. I'm going to now read it from those topics, whatever I wrote, right? As you can see, now I like to travel, I like ice cream, I like movies, I like to bully people, blah blah blah, lot of things. Now it is here. So this one, I hope it is helpful to you guys, and it will be my part 1 video for Kafka, where I just focused how to install Kafka with Zookeeper and Kafka broker, how to create a Kafka topic, how to create an event inside the topic, and sometimes I showed you how can you create a service which run automatic to run your Kafka and to run your Zookeeper services. Yes, obviously we don't even need those automatic system services to run it automatic. We can run it manually. That one I can bring it another video, but I don't think it's gonna help much, because this is the best way. Because what you want your service to run automatic without you thinking every morning you wake up and start your service manually. So now this is the simple step. So basically today we learned setting up the Kafka, creating a topic, creating an event inside that topic. So now I will be coming in my second video how to use Kafka effectively in your applications and all these details. So thank you guys watching for my video. Please write down, comment below, subscribe, and if you have any questions, please write it down. I will reply anytime. Yeah, thank you so much. Bye bye.